Okay, so part two, continuing on. I can't even see this. Part two, continuing on from Beautiful Lives. Beautiful Lives has two interrelated aims. The first is to provide a historical account of how people with learning disabilities have been regarded and show the way that these have affected their lives. The focus is largely European and North American, and for the most part concerns the 250 years since the French Revolution. It doesn't pretend to be comprehensive, and the expert will notice dozens of omissions, but it does, I hope, offer a useful overview. My second aim is deeper, that is, in telling this history and bringing it into the present day. I want to suggest what a better future might look like, and so hint at a new and more creative conception of what it is to be human. Above all, I want to show how learning disabilities can offer fresh perspectives on who we are and what we should care about. It is often said that in talking about all forms of disability we should avoid the tragedy model, the idea that having a disability is an entirely negative experience, deserving only of pity. And there is certainly value in such a view, but this history is frequently dark, sometimes dreadfully so, and we would do no one any favours if we skipped over the awful attitudes and inhumane practices which have caused so much pain. Indeed, it would be a betrayal to pretend that such things didn't take place, or that their consequences aren't still with us today. What's more, even as we track these horrors, we should be careful how to avoid a Whig version of history with a WHIG, imagining of story of inexorable progress. Indeed, we should accept that some of our predecessors had honourable intentions and may have done some things well, and so this book tells a story of conflict and misunderstanding, wasted opportunities and substantive changes. 2 steps forward and 1 step back are common, but so also are 3 steps backwards and only 1 ahead. Thus, Beautiful Lives asks how and why we've got learning disabilities so wrong, and suggests what needs to change if there is to be a better future. Okay, so what's Whig? Wait a minute. What's more, even as we track these horrors, we should be careful to avoid WH. Did I miss something? A letter to Joey. Oh, okay. But what's Whig? Okay, let me just have a look at what that is. WHIG, Whig version. Okay, a Whig historically refers to a member of influential political factions and parties in Britain and America that favoured parliamentary or legislative power over royal or executive authority. Aha. So let's get the old. Okay. Right, so we should be careful to avoid this. Imagining a story of inexorable progress. So a Whig historically refers to a member of influential political factions in Britain and America. I still don't get it. So what does it mean? The Whigs began as a political faction that opposed absolute monarchy, Scottish constitutional monarchism, but also Protestant supremacy. Right. Still. So in this context, what's more, even as we track these horrors, we should be careful to avoid. Okay, so does that mean like the predominant political stance? Imagining a story of inexorable progress. We should accept that some of our predecessors had honourable intentions, okay, and may have done some things well. There's another superscript too, but I'm not going to go to it just yet. And so this book tells a story of conflict and misunderstanding, wasted opportunities and substantive changes. 2 steps forward and 1 step back are common, but so, yeah, okay, that's fine. And clearly my brain is shutting down and on and off, and I'm trying to grasp the whole content. Okay, so number 2 in that chapter, superscript. Just briefly, what does that refer to? John Walmsley labels death making and an alternative social role valorization. Valerie Sinison's influence on my work and intellectual disability and psychotherapy, the theories, practice and influence of Valerie Sinison. Okay, so there's that. The wig. Interesting. It's nice. Nice to learn something. Thus Beautiful Lives asks how and why we've got learning disabilities so wrong and suggests what needs to change for there is to be a better future. Okay, so fair enough. This whole section is just like, it's like a caveat. Okay. But also just telling us what we should expect, which is what it is. Okay, fine. I'm just spelling it out for myself to make it make sense.